So welcome to the interview with Morgue.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Very well.
Well, it seems to be that you will have a new album coming
Very
pretty soon.
Yeah.
So the name is
XX.
XX.
Mm.
Okay. Tell me something about it. What's the meaning behind the XX?
Well, it occurred to me a while ago that I've been making music for 20 years. So XX Roman numerals is 20. It seemed like a good time to go, I need to do something for this milestone of creativity.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. So how does this album compare to your previous albums?
A lot heavier. A lot more attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
Basically zero filler of any description. Like I barely even bothered with intros.
Oh yeah,
It's like five to 10 seconds of intro and then just straight in. And also, I don't think it's a surprise to anyone to hear that The Prodigy is a huge influence of mine, and this time I've really tried to retain a little bit, but kind of push myself in a less obvious influenced direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what can people expect to hear?
Very intense, very loud, aggressive sounds. Kind of almost metal style drumming.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of random tempo changes and stuff like that, which I haven't really done before. Trying to keep it kind of unpredictable, let's say that. The first listen will be very unpredictable, for sure.
Oh yeah. So it seems to be that it's a pretty heavy album.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Are there any mellow songs in the album?
Not really.
Not at all. Okay. Any influences on it?
Influences, I'd say, probably more metal than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Metal's been a big part of my life for a long time, but this time I'm really letting that shine through with this album.
Okay.
I wouldn't say any specific artists, just metal. Kind of been semi-introduced to deathcore and stuff like that, so there's kind of a few little hints of that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Of kind of stepping away from the rave dancey aspect a little bit and more like kind of trying to make more mosh pit music than stuff to dance to, let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm. You made a Carmageddon Max Damage soundtrack.
I did.
Yeah. Is there any similarities between the album and the music
Actually,
in the game?
yeah, kind of. I sort of went back and re-listened to it because I haven't properly sat down and listened to that soundtrack for a while.
Yeah.
And just listened to it and going, I should probably make something more like this again. So anyone that has got to know my music through that soundtrack can expect kind of more of the same, I mean that was a long time ago I made that, so it's a lot more technical and much, much better produced now, but the same kind of intensity.
Sounds cool. Tell me a little bit about your thought process. Like what comes into your mind when you start a song? What kind of things inspire you when you go into making a new song?
It can be something as simple as just a particular, like I use a lot of voice samples from movies or just random YouTube videos and stuff that it catches my ear and then I go, oh, I'll save that and use that in a song later. And so it can just be something as simple as some silly out of context sample that forms the idea of a song in my head.
Oh yeah.
Kind of. It's kind of hard to describe. But in terms of like actually building the song, I'll usually start with drums, some interesting drum pattern, and then work around that basically. I really started to kind of focus on my particular synth style in this. And so it could be a case of I make one synth sound which then informs the next one and the next one, all like fitting together in the same song. It's kind of hard to explain, but generally I would start with some weird voice sample and the drums and then go from there, pretty much.
Yeah. Kind of builds around that thing. Yeah.
Keeping it simple to start off with for as long as I can, and then kind of expanding as all the elements kind of come together.
So the spark can come at any time.
Yeah.
You don't really start a new song. It can come at any moment.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very hard for me to say, oh, I'm going to make an album now. It just happens when it happens. It's the same with the last one, same with the previous one.
Got any favorite tracks in the album? Is there any particular one which stands out, or like?
To my mind, they all kind of stand out because they're all still quite different from each other.
Yeah.
But two songs that are probably my favorites are called Anger Issues and I Am a Sexy Instrument of Satan.
Okay.
That one just gets me excited every time I hear it, and I really hope other people will feel the same way.
If you need to sell the album with just 3 words, if you get just 3 words you need to sell the album with, which would those words be?
It's a good question, actually. Berserk. Chaotic. And visceral.
Yeah, so the album is basically it's consistent as its sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say I wouldn't say at any point in the album it's you're like, oh, I've heard this bit before.
Yeah.
Like it's all very different from each other.
Yeah. But the mood is set.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very focused, actually. If I could choose a fourth, I'd say focused.
Focused.
Yeah.
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 Well, I'll let you choose the 4th one.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
One last question, actually. What kind of goals do you have for the future after you have released this album? Do you have any goals musically? What kind of things you will do, songs, albums, such things?
Well, I would love the opportunity to do some game soundtrack again. That'd be pretty cool. I do need to kind of give myself a kick up the ass to do that, to like seek out the opportunities and whatever. But one immediate thing would be to finally get around to getting my music on Spotify. Because it's something I've not avoided, I've just not really bothered with it. It's on, it's on YouTube, it's on Bandcamp, and for a while there I was thinking like that's enough. That's that's at least 2 areas people can find it, that'll do. But I realised, the more the merrier. And
Absolutely.
It's a little bit of more organising to get it on Spotify, but it's still perfectly possible. So, and then once I do have like the opportunity to put my music on Spotify, then everything will be there.
Yeah.
Like all my last 5 albums. Or
That's
whatever.
nice.
Yeah.
Are you gonna open a Facebook page, like artist page or something like that?
Well, I did
possibly
that
in the future.
Maybe I did that in the past.
Yeah.
But anyone that knows me personally will know that I'm not the biggest fan of like social media. Something I will avoid as much as I can.
Yep.
So I don't really have a burning desire for that.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I mean, this album will definitely be on Bandcamp. Immediately, as soon as I decide that it's actually ready, once the artwork's ready and stuff. Bandcamp will be the very first place to find it, for sure. Link will be in the description.
And the day you will release this album, has it been set?
It would be really nice if I could get it out on Halloween, which is pretty soon. So I'm kind of pushing myself a little bit because I think I would also like to get a couple more songs on the album if I can.
Yeah.
But I'm still happy with it as it is. So
Fantastic.
ideally Halloween.
Yeah. So it's great time to get excited for the new album. It's coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Morgue, thank you for the interview.
Thank you. Nice.